the Gordie Howe Bridge going to open?
Prime Minister Mark Carney says he spoke to the U.S. president to lower the temperature after Donald Trump lobbed a new threat at Canada, saying he'd block the new Gordie Howe Bridge between Windsor and Detroit.
Look forward to it opening. And what is particularly important, of course, is the commerce and the tourism and the voyages of Canadians and Americans that will go across that bridge.
Trump's sprawling Truth Social post says Canada has treated the United States very unfairly for decades, falsely claiming the bridge was built with virtually no U.S. content and saying he will not allow this bridge to open until the United States is fully compensated.
I don't know what motivated the statement yesterday.
This complaint appeared to come out of nowhere. Both countries have been working on building this bridge for more than 20 years.
What I do know is that bridge will stand the test of time.
But the New York Times is reporting, citing sources, the owner of the Ambassador Bridge, also linking Detroit and Windsor, met with Trump's Commerce Secretary hours before the president lashed out. Matthew Maroon's family has long sought to delay or block the new bridge, arguing they had exclusive rights to collect tolls.
As far as I know, a bridge is both ways, so it's always good to remind that to our American friends. And a decision on one side of the border always has an impact on both.
Trump says he's starting negotiations with Canada to own at least half of the bridge, but it's already co-owned by both countries.
I explained that Canada, of course, paid for the construction of the bridge, over $4 billion, that the ownership is shared between the state of Michigan and the government of Canada.
Ontario's premier went on American TV trying to dissuade the president.
And let's keep in mind, President Trump only won Michigan by 1.4% of the vote, and in the midterms, I'd be very concerned.
But even after the leader spoke, the White House didn't change its tone.
This is just another example of President Trump putting America's interests first.
It's worth noting Trump expressed support for this project during his first mandate. All of this now unfolding ahead of a review of the free trade agreement between both countries that's already shaping up to be testy.
And so, Kate, we've heard a lot of threats from Donald Trump aimed at Canada. What's the sense of how to evaluate this one?
It's a good question. Just last October, Trump said he'd increase tariffs on Canada after ending negotiations over an ad featuring Ronald Reagan, but he didn't follow through. Whether this latest threat will amount to action remains to be seen.
All right, that is Kate McKenna reporting in Ottawa. Despite assurances from Carney that his talk with Trump went well, residents in Windsor, Ontario are not optimistic. Chris Ensing has more on their frustration and what's at stake for both sides of the border.
Outrage in Windsor, Ontario, after U.S. President Donald Trump threatened to make this a bridge to nowhere.
I think it's horse crap. I think it's just politics with him.
People in Windsor and Detroit have watched the Gordie Howe Bridge rise for nearly a decade. Those who helped build it, furious.
I have so much pride in my heart, and to know that that's just being stopped by one person who's being selfish is very frustrating.
The bridge has been in the works since 2000 with the goal of strengthening cross-border trade and offering an alternative to the privately owned and aging Ambassador Bridge. Ownership is split with Michigan, with Canada covering the entire $6.4 billion cost.
Everything was going well until he puts his face in it and says, it's my bridge now.
The much-anticipated opening, something the border city, already rocked by automotive tariffs, is excited about.
It's important to me also, from a business standpoint.
Ryan Jordan's Windsor Steel Shop was involved in the construction, along with friends on both sides of the border. He recalls them shaking hands when the two spans connected.
I thought that was pretty cool to see. That was unity. I really like that unity. Don't know why that needs to be eroded at this point.
That cooperation underlined by Michigan's governor, too.
It is a really important part of our economy, the largest crossing in North America, and so it is important that it continues to move forward.
The former chair of this project remains optimistic.
There have been 5 presidents of the United States, 5 prime ministers of Canada, probably somewhere between $7 and $8 billion spent in total. So it's survived, it's gotten through a lot.
There was some uncertainty on the ground before Trump's comments. The completion dates have been pushed back multiple times throughout the years.
Chris, how much more work is there to do on that bridge?
They have reached the major completion phase of the project. Now it's just doing testing and commissioning. That means running those security scanners through real-world testing to see how it goes. Then the bridge will be handed over to a third-party approval process, but still no final date on when trucks will be able to cross that span.
Okay, thank you for the update. That is Chris Hensing in Windsor, Ontario tonight.